We have a native of Lincoln County, and he's been with the electric system for 44 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And started out as a journeyman and a lineman. And in 2006, you were elected CEO
Yes, ma'am.
and general manager. And I won't read all of this, but he is married to Melanie Ellis, and they live in the beautiful countryside of Possum Hollow. I know all these mimosa folks know where Possum Hollow is. They have 2 children, Jim and his wife Christine, and Kim and her husband Heath Slayton, and they have 4 grandchildren, Caleb and Emma Grace Dye, and Ellison and Lennox Slayton. And he is responsible for us getting those old nasty bills every month. But Kim is my granddaughter-in-law, so I guess the good outweighs the bad. So we'll let you introduce your sidekicks here.
Okay, I have Don Counts in the back. He does our marketing department. I have Katie Burke. She is our executive secretary, and Kim Posey, who is the assistant manager and our chief financial officer. Wanna try it, Don? Great, I think that'll work. First of all, we're going to talk just a little bit about, because our bill sometimes gets confusing, and can you blow it up? Can't. Okay, and what we're going to do is just talk a little bit about what's on your bill. If you live inside the city and the outskirts of the county, you will have all services on your bill, because we require it as being one utility bill. So you have cable, which is going away December the 31st of this year. You have wastewater, you have water, you have electric, and you have telecommunications, otherwise as far as internet and voice over IP. Okay. So with this, the total amount due is the top line, due date being the 26th on this sample bill. And if it's not paid by the due date, then you get a late fee. And then after due date, it's all added back up together to give you a total payment. Okay, Kim. This right here is where people get confused sometimes of when the meter is read, and to the next day when it's read again, then it has the previous meter reading dates, and then how many days it was read for, because sometimes it changes. Like February, if you got 28 days, you got some months it's got 30 days, some's got 31 days. And then all that's calculated, and here you got the wastewater charge. Sanitation that's on our bill, we do not charge the sanitation fee. The sanitation fee comes from the city. And what's the other one called from the county? Then the county's got solid waste fee right here. So if you get $19, that's a pass-through from the city. We just put it on our bill to save money for the city, and I had to send out another bill. And then you also have it on your bill from the county if you pay county solid waste. We do the billing for them. We don't do that charge. We just pass it through. Okay? And then right here you got a check here for address change. Complete the form on the back if you decide to move, so we can get the right information out to you. Because we send you a bill and you've already moved somewhere, and the bill goes to the present address, and then you'll end up getting a late fee by accident because it goes to the bill and you're unaware of it. So if you ever change address, please make sure you get the new address on the form. We got a red flag, what we call a red flag identity theft policy. This is very, very important. If your name or your spouse's name is the only name on that bill, and if your son, daughter, whoever else calls in, and their name is not on your bill, contact information, we cannot talk to them about your account. So if you're the only name and you need somebody else for FPU to talk to, please come in and get their name on that bill information, because you're all aware of the hacking that goes on. We have cybersecurity in place. We have cyber attacks. We don't even want to touch your credit card or your debit card, anything like that. We don't even want to touch it. That way we can't see any information that you got. So if you're the only name on the bill, please get another name on there that might have to talk about your account at some point in time. We'll be able to talk to them. Okay. This is our several ways that we do payments. You have a drive-through window. Smart Hub, website, bank draft, mail, and in person. So there's several different options you got of making payments. We encourage the bank draft. That works out very, very well for us. But there are several means. If you want to come through the drive-through window, we have some customers that love coming in through the lobby to pay their bill. Okay? Tba Electric Rates, this is confusing too, because what happens is TVA broke down the rates. They got like the summer months are June, July, August, and September. That's one rate, which they call it's a little bit lower than the winter rates, but then the winter months is already December, January, February, March. The rates for the winter months are a little higher. Depends on the peak. What we call peak load for the summer months, and this right here is the cheapest rates, is through the transition months of October, November, April, and May. And that's established by TVA. Then there's a lot of questions about the fuel cost adjustment that's on your bill. That is a pass-through to FPU from TVA. It's not fuel that we put gasoline in our trucks or anything like that. It's actually fuel where TVA has to buy electricity if it's nuclear, coal, oil, and natural gas. Plus, if you have a high demand of power, like during the winter time, if you have a lot of days it's like 30 degrees or 20 degrees or 25 degrees like that, sometimes TVA has to go purchase power off the grid. So what that means is when they buy power off the grid, they have to buy it from other service providers like Entergy, Duke, places like that. So, and it costs them more money for that additional kilowatt hours. Okay? If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them the best I can. I don't know if you all get the Tennessee Magazine. If you don't get it, let us know and we'll mark your account to receive the Tennessee Magazine. And it has a lot of information in there that we do every other month that this magazine comes out. So, if there's anything
Find the
else?
stars this month.
Now, what about, we didn't do the telecom map? I was going to put the telecommunications map up there with our infrastructure that we're building out into the county. If we build in certain areas of the county to get you broadband internet service, we cannot go into the areas where if you're serviced by Mediacom, if you're serviced by Spectrum, which is Charter, if you're serviced by Monster Broadband, Verizon, and Ardmore. So if they're in your service area, even though you don't have service, we can't come into that part of the area because we're building a lot of this infrastructure with grant money. Is the reason we can't do that. Now, when we have enough reserve built up for broadband, we will be able to come into those areas and build extra fiber lines, because everything we do now is strictly fiber. It's all fiber to the home. We buy additional speed all the time to be sure that everybody's got good speed at their home. And but we hope that we can get out to more places, because what we call that is there's a lot of gaps in what we call the broadband infrastructure. Like you might have Mediacom over here, you might have FPU over here, and these customers in between here can't get service. We can't build to them because it's in Mediacom service area. Even though they want us to build to them, but we're not allowed to do that by the state because of grant money. But they're coming out with more grant funds coming up here in the very near future. We're doing everything to apply for some more grant money. We got over 30-something to 40-something miles that we got pictured in the area. And we have applied actually for around $17 million to build out to the broadband. That's what it's going to. You have more people working from home, and we want to service those people in that rural area. So, any questions about any of that? Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a map of the service areas you're trying to expand to?
Yes, ma'am. We was going to bring it here, but we don't. We forgot to put it in there this morning. But right now we're building south, west part of the county, that way. We're building north, west part up toward Petersburg. We have fiber and everything now ran up toward Petersburg, we're hooking up our substations, those kinds of things. And our next new build area is like to the north. If we get the grant money, it's gonna go to the north part of the county and to the east part of the county. So that's the area, then we hope to get more south part of the county. Anybody else?
Can we add a name today?
Yes, ma'am. Kim will take your name down.
Okay.
Now, if you're in the areas that I've talked about, and you might see us out there constructing, but we sent these forms out and these letters to the customers that it would be available to be sure that you send us something back in to let us know you're interested in getting broadband. So, if that has happened, and if you haven't called in, if you want the service, we're not gonna know that you're interested in it if we don't know. So you wanna get the name and here you go.
Well, you're not gonna talk to me because it's in my mom's name.
There you go, we can talk
You
to
have to
you.
get permission first.
Okay, well, then I'll get that information in a second.
Okay.
But we left some magazines up here. If you did not get this magazine, we left several of those, and we brought everybody a goodie bag. It's got a lot of valuable information in there that you can use, like if you want to see how much kilowatt hours this brings, or times of days, and those kinds of things. But you're all welcome to a bag, and we'll come back next week. What's not picked up, we'll get it out of your way. Yes, ma'am.
I actually live in the Ardmore area, and we're serviced with your electric.
Yes, ma'am.
But my understanding is we can't acquire anything else from you, is that correct?
Well, it just depends exactly. Are you in, if you're in the
I'm in
Ardmore
Giles
area?
County.
Ma'am?
I'm in Giles County,
Right.
and across the road is Pulaski Electric, and over here is me at the end of the line.
Yes, ma'am.
For Lincoln County.
If we were to expand broadband in that area, and we serve you with electric, and we build it with our funds, we can come to you.
Okay.
Because 95% of our broadband infrastructure follows the electric. It's on the same pole, same route, same entrance into the house most of the time, and that's how we do it.
Well, I knew you were working the street over from me on Smith Avenue, and I thought, and I really am at the end of the line. Every time our power goes out during an ice storm, they come every day, religiously. I can say that about y'all. They come every day. Miss Street, do you have power yet? No, we'll be back tomorrow. So my thing is, next time I move, I'm going near a nursing home or a hospital.
But we treat the broadband, if you lose service, like right now, if you got cable, or if you do have just broadband, we treat it just like we treat the electric. We treat it 24/7. You know, so if you have a problem, you call us. If you need it right then, we'll come out there and we'll fix it. You know, some customers call and say, well, I'm waiting till tomorrow. We'll wait until tomorrow. But if you need it that night, like the demand for broadband has increased tremendously because a lot of people working at night, it goes on like at midnight. You know, that they're sitting there working from home.
Did you say the magazine was bi-monthly, or is it,
Yes, ma'am.
has it always been bi-monthly?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Except for several years ago, we used to pop it out every month, I think, but now it's just every other month.
That's why some months we think, we didn't get a magazine. 'Cause
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
I look at it religiously.
But some folks don't have the box marked on their account that they want to receive the magazine. So. Anything else? I appreciate you giving us all the opportunity to come and speak to you today. We wanted to make it real quick. We don't want to take up much of your time for what y'all have going on. So anytime you need anything from us, give us a call and we'll come and see you, or we'll give you a call back and discuss what your needs are.
Thank you.
Thank you.